Traders, I've got a daily recap for you. But before we get into this, we're going to talk about having balls, having conviction, sometimes to your benefit, sometimes to your detriment. But before we get into that, this weekend, Saturday, April 20th at 10 a.m., I'm hosting a joint webinar with Darwin X, the CEO of Darwin X and Darwin X Zero. His name is Juan. The podcast with Juan just went out today, kind of leading us into this webinar where we're going to talk with Mike, one of their top traders, about his experience as a Darwin. We're going to go over his trading stats. They have a special offer for those of you that want to try out the platform to attract investor capital. It's kind of like a different way of getting funded. So I think a lot of you will be interested in this. So that's Saturday. Make sure you sign up. Link is in my bio. Link is everywhere. I'll make sure I link it down below. Today, we're going to talk about how I am running a little bit of a green streak here. And some of you might not agree with the trade management, but that's okay. We're going to talk about having conviction, having some balls, and sticking to your idea, even if it means taking on some drawdown sometimes. So the notebook, you'll see I'm up $250. That puts me on my fourth day of at least $200. I've had this account on Topstep. It's an XFA for 7 days. This is the 150 account that you guys saw me pass like a week or two ago. So just starting this account, but already at 4 days of at least $200 profit, which is great because if I can make $200 tomorrow, then I'm eligible for a payout to finish the week, which is sick. Now, if you didn't know, I'll be streaming on ASFX TV tomorrow at market open. So make sure you tune in for that. There's a 7-day free trial link in my bio if you didn't know about ASFX TV. So make sure you're there for that. That's going to be fun. We'll see if we can get this thing, eligible for a payout together. Now, I think one of the keys to my success this week, if we go over all of my trades, maybe in a different YouTube video and a fuller, more longer video, I think the success is snag and bag. So if you take anything from this video, this market is tough. It is not the bull run that we've been in to start this year. You need to adapt. So you've got to be see profit, take profit. I know some of you will be like, no, Austin, I need to see out my 5R trades. Okay, bro, good luck. But what's working for me is see profit, take profit. So I've got a couple of markups I want to show you, and then we'll walk through the trade. Basically, I was long this morning at 730, something 740 on the break of the high of day VWAP. Now, if you have seen the new futures course that I put out, it's free. The link is in my bio as well, or just DM me and I'll send it to you. This strategy is explained in that course. This is what I'm trading every day. So the purple VWAP is the high of day VWAP. The black VWAP is the low of day VWAP. I buy the break of that high of day VWAP and bounce off of the daily VWAP here at 740, like I said. I took on drawdown initially, and I was willing to take on the drawdown because as the price broke under the daily VWAP, I didn't want to be out of the trade because I knew it had the potential to go higher today. All of that is rooted in the fact that we were on our fourth, potentially fifth red day. We ended up closing red today. So to me, when we're down 4 red days in a row, I know ES probably bounces a little bit after that. Statistically, if you look at Edgeful, they're a great resource for stuff like this. They have a lot of reports you can study, and just tell Andre I sent you and they'll hook you up. They'll explain to you some of the stats. We can make a different video where I go over that. But to keep this short, this is the entry that I took. You'll see here on the trade management that I took on drawdown initially, held through the bearish open, took total risk at 1,500 with the one contract. It bounced right off of the zone I had at yesterday's low. That's a key zone. So again, if you want to take something else from me here, guys, it wasn't just conviction in the long. It was using the stats that we were down 4 days, so we probably are bullish today. And again, we weren't. So it doesn't always work out to the probability, but I was lucky and I got a bounce out of it. When I caught the bounce, though, it comes off of the key zone of yesterday's low. And again, this is in the free course I just put out about how to trade futures and get funded like me. It's an important level that everybody should be looking at. So I knew we had the potential to bounce at 50-50. That was yesterday's low, and that's exactly what it did. So it bounced nicely, and I ended up out of the trade in profit. You can see $200 daily target out right there. So you can see the entry with the blue arrow, the exit at the red arrow. Now, one other thing we could say, not only did I have balls to hold into it and stick in and take on a little bit more risk, I'm up on this XFA account, so it's okay to be a little bit more aggressive, I think. The idea was not invalid until yesterday's low was taken out. That's the key. And if I really had conviction, I would have added in. I really wanted to add a contract at 50-50. But then I would have been over my $1,500 risk, and I don't really get, even on my combines on this XFA, I don't really like more than $1,500 of daily risk. So it was like all in on this trade for the day. I knew if I lost this trade, I was not going to continue to trade. So I held in, had the conviction, we bounced, and you can see, ended up making some money. Now look at the price action through the rest of the day here on ES. Sideways, really. It took out the high to 50.94. The initial high of day was 50.84, so it went up 10 points higher and then just completely tanked. Now to the basically to the same level that we were at yesterday's low. A little bit underneath it, but enough to make it a red close. So we've got another red bar, which you can tell is probably going to make me look for longs tomorrow in some capacity. However, markets are changing, and that's another thing you got to pay attention to. Everybody's talking about the rates being paused and maybe not as many cuts. I'm thinking we might even see a rate hike. So you heard it here first. I know some other people are saying it, but this is the first time I'm saying it. We might see rate hikes this year if inflation continues to get hotter. So pay attention. Markets are changing and you got to listen. Hope this helps. I hope to see you Saturday on the webinar, and I hope to see you on stream tomorrow morning.